violated. By the same token, he is telling the court, oh, but take your time deciding this. It is completely inconsistent.
And it's clear that the reason they're doing that is that he's hoping to drag this out, become president, and then order his Justice Department to just throw the whole case out. Like, we can see through what he's doing. The other argument that was in this briefing from the Trump side, which I found extraordinary, was that he's still making this fundamental argument that everything he did on January 6th and leading up to it was part of his job as president. And he cites, could George W. Bush then be indicted for lying to the public about the Iraq War? Could Barack Obama then be indicted because they used drones overseas to kill people that were accused of being terrorists? Like, he's trying to essentially say, I'm just like every other president. But what he was doing was not even waging war, which we can disagree with presidents waging war. He was trying to stay president. Like, how is that your duties?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And the D.C. Circuit, in a civil case decided just a couple of weeks ago, said not everything that you do while you are president is part of your presidential functions. When you are running for office, when you are seeking to become president again, that is not a presidential duty. So if you are committing crimes as part of your campaign to stay in office, that is not something within the function of the office of the White House. So that decision by the D.C. Circuit bodes very well for Jack Smith and not so good, obviously, for Donald Trump. You know, all of this, I have to say, is, you know, you're probably looking at me going, doesn't this make a lot of common sense? And it's all dressed up in legal language. And the answer to that is right. That, you know, it really cannot be the case that just because you are president of the United States that you can kill somebody or you can just decide to. And could you imagine what this would mean? Can you really have a second term with a president who is told, by the way, you have absolute immunity to commit crimes in office? It just cannot be the case.
Especially with Donald Trump, who would do that. He would then commit all the crimes because he committed them while he was in office the first time. Andrew Weissman, it's always a pleasure. Thank you very much. More good news, meanwhile, on inflation today. But what about greedflation? You know, corporations flat out lying about their costs to pad their own profit margins.